Riders, welcome back to Sam's Bikes. We know we only talk e-bikes, and today is a POV video on the KELLYS shakedown ride with the legend Adelaide crew. We got Martin, what are you on? E160. We got Warby on the Levo Dream Build, and we have Ryan on the Trek, and we got Julian, the Hucker, on the Trek as well. And these guys they're not twins, but they do look like twins today. Julian, can you tell us what we're riding today?
Yeah, so I think we're going to go up through Belair National Park, drop in through Eagle Mountain Bike Park, hit some big jumps, track called On the Verge, down into the Mixer, back up, down into Waterfall Gully, hit some pretty steep trails there, and then we may ride back along some walking trails or back through the Belair National Park, down maybe the Mantes.
And we're going to finish off at that pub just there, the Belair Hotel. Anyway, riders, we're going to get into it. The Adelaide trails are actually pretty gnarly. I've been put in my place a few times, shakedown rides, so I will be taking it a little bit easy. So I might not be as fast as these guys, but we'll see. Let's go. All right, so now we're dropping into something apparently very steep. Let's see how the KELLYS goes. Ooh, steep and off camber. Oh, so steep. And legend riders, this might be the first time I've been lost for words out doing that POV. New trails, new bike, and a very fast group of riders. So this video is a mashup between POV commentary and voiceover. I hope you like it. And check out the beautiful scenery of Adelaide, South Australia. And what about this jump line? Pretty massive. Now let's talk about the KELLYS THEOS F90. What an absolute beast. This bike has 180 at the front, 170 in the rear, rolling on mullet wheels, Shimano EP8 motor, and a 725 watt-hour battery, and with Schwalbe Magic Mary super gravity tires, this bike is coming in just over 22 kilos. Now that is impressive. All right, so we're on the bullet track. We are following the Hucker on the Trek, and we're about 3 downhills in. Oh yeah, a bit of a double. Whoa! That 3 downhills in on the KELLYS, and I'm gonna say I do feel pretty bloody balanced on this bike. It almost feels like a 29er. So we've got a 459 chain state on it, in the mullet. It is a longer chain state, but it does feel very balanced. I'm on the medium. I opted to go medium because, way, coming in hot. I opted to go to medium because I want to size down more. I reckon these bikes are just getting too big. So the reach is, on this bike, we are talking 463, chain state of 459, so pretty balanced bike. We are at Eagle Mountain Bike Park. That is Adelaide down there. And with the Adelaide senders. Let's go. And you might see Warby in front of me just because he is pulling away from me most of the time. He has been testing the Specialized Levo Dream Build for the last couple of weeks, and we have reviewed it together, and that video will be dropping soon. And also riders, if you haven't subscribed to Sam's Bikes, please do so. Share it with like-minded people. It really does mean a lot, because in 2 weeks or 3 weeks time, we are going to be doing the long-term review of the KELLYS THEOS, so you don't want to miss that. And riders, let me know in the comments what you think of this footage. This has all been shot POV style on a chest mount with the Insta360 X3, the new action camera from Insta360. I absolutely love this camera. I love how super wide it is. I love how immersive you feel in it. You know, when you're looking at a GoPro footage, POV style, for me, it looks very two-dimensional. And I think the Insta360 in the 360 mode, yes, you need to edit it after, but it's super easy to do that. I'm going to shoot a video on it soon. I just feel that it's really immersive. And a massive shout out for Insta360 coming on as a major sponsor at Sam's Bikes. And seeing this as a shakedown ride, and I was riding with some pretty fast, fit riders, I did find the trail setting in the Shimano EP8 a little bit lacking. But at the end of the ride, I went into the app and did a bit of tuning. It did surprise me that the factory settings were kind of on the low side. So a big shout out to Wheel Rides and Matt, the store manager, for sorting me out. I believe Matt even set the suspension up for me. I had to do almost nothing on this bike. The only thing I have done is I have changed out the tyres from Eddy Currents front and back, 2.6s, to Magic Mary Ultra Soft front and a Magic Mary Soft back. Cleans it. And the reason why I did that is because I think for such a big bike, 180, 170, 2.6 tyres will make it harder for me to really analyse the bike. Nothing wrong with the Eddy Currents at all, just 2.6. I'm definitely more a 2.4 rider. And I only have 2 weeks on the bike, so I really want to get up to speed on it fast. Loving these trails. Adelaide is really bloody hard. These trails, you can see why we've got some really good enduro and downhill races coming out of Adelaide. All right, so now we're dropping into something apparently very steep. Let's see how the KELLYS goes. Ooh, steep and off camber. And you would know, riders, if you're a fan of the channel, I do give the Shimano EP8 a little bit of crap about its range. But you know, I was really impressed with this 725 watt hour battery. Like, I was definitely not the fittest rider in this ride. And we had Bosch Bros, we had 2 Bosches, 1 Bros, and 2 Shimano EP8s. And I ended the ride with like 15% or 20% battery, and everyone else, granted they had a 625 or 630, so mine was the biggest battery, they ended up with about 10%. So I actually think it did really well on range. Ah! You all right?
Yeah, he just leant in, you can see just got caught up on the fluffy stuff.
Oh mate, you need some speed to jump those doubles.
Yeah.
That's the second down for the day. As I mentioned, I actually sized down on the KELLYS THEOS to a medium. This is the first medium I've ridden, I think, ever. And I found it, for where I was riding, a really good fit for me at 183 centimeters. It definitely didn't feel too long. And you know, thinking back to only a couple of years ago, like my large Specialized Levo SL had a reach of 455. So it's not exactly a small bike. So very quickly, on the first shakedown ride, how did it trail ride? I'm gonna say really bloody well. Like, for a big bike, 180, 170, you would expect it to be a little bit sluggish, you know, like better for those super enduro downhill trails. But I actually found it, because it's like 22 kilos with Schwalbe super gravity tires, which is very impressive with a 725 watt hour battery, and it's got a 64.5 degree head tube angle. I found it kind of like a N trail. There you go, riders, a new word for the mountain bike industry. We have trail duro, and I reckon the THEOS F90 is an N trail. So it's got suspension numbers of an enduro bike, but characteristics of a bit of a trail bike. Yes, it is better at the enduro riding, but it's also not a boring bike to ride on those trails. And in those tighter corners, yes, it's a longer bike. We have a chainstay of 459. I actually felt the bike in a straight line felt like a 29er. You know, it does have a long chainstay for a mullet, and it's kind of, it did feel very balanced. You felt like you sat in the middle of the bike, not off the back like a mullet normally. But when you got into the tighter corners, it didn't have sort of that playful characteristic of a mullet normally has. So there definitely are pros and cons. And we're just talking at the top saying these are some of Adelaide's harder trails. Lovely for a shakedown ride. But I have to say, the bike is feeling really predictive. Whoa! That was a little bit of an arse clencher. Lovely riding a new bike on new trails and riding with guys that ride these trails almost every day or at least once a week. So they're definitely known. But yeah, the bike's feeling very stable. And I'm sure the Adelaide crew were just trying to scare me. These trails were very steep, very hard, and not where I'd want to be on a shakedown ride. But anyway, there were moments where I was wishing that 64-degree head tube angle was a little bit slacker, maybe 63.5 or 63. This is steep and off camber as hell. Oh, so steep. And check out this last section. I was trying to keep up with Warby on the dream build, and yes, I got a little bit excited. So now we're on Warby. He's been on the dream build. He's definitely making light work of this. Trying to stay on his back wheel. Oh, damn, boy! Ew. And there we go, riders. We have finished the shakedown ride on the KELLYS THEOS F90. I gotta say, I was pretty damn impressed. Overall, downhill well, jumped well, trail ride well. Not the best climber. We did 1,700 meters of vertical climbing, 51 Ks. So I think I have deserved a beer. We're at the Blair Hotel. The guys have already ordered them. They're all the bikes. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see the long-term review, which will be coming in a couple of weeks. And cheers, riders. Oh, can you pass me my beer? Thank you. Thank you. Legend riders. Cheers up here, up here. Ew. Thank you.